I'm gonna let you in on a secret. Life gets easier when you look good.
And I know this because I've experienced it firsthand.
Business comes to you, people are nicer to you, people consider you to be more successful, you have a positive magnetic effect, people want to be around you, people want to give you favors. And this happens because of a phenomenon called the halo effect. People who are good looking, we generally attribute them to be more successful, happier, we want to be around them. You can take advantage of this yourself by doing something called Looksmaxxing. Looksmaxxing is when you try to boost your physical appearance to its maximum potential. Just how you would max out your agility or strength on a video game, you do the same for your physical appearance. And there are certain things you can do, regardless of genetics or how ugly you think you may be, that will help you max out your looks. When you do that, your life gets easier. So in this video, I'm going to show to you how you can actually improve your looks, or Looksmaxxing. And we're going to break it down into no BS, what actually works and what's worked for me over the years. So let's start with number one, grooming. So first things first with grooming, eyebrows are a quick win here. So we don't want any monobrow action going on. I actually naturally have a monobrow. You want to pluck it in accordance with symmetry. Humans find beauty in symmetry, especially with the face. You want to pluck them in accordance where your nostrils meet. That will help create symmetry. When we're talking about symmetry as well, look at our teeth. Generally speaking, any gaps in your teeth doesn't look very good. That's why I actually had my gap closed up. You can get yourself Invisalign, you can get braces nowadays. You can even get your teeth whitened, you can have bonded, you can have veneers. There's so many options. It's a bit of an investment, but it's absolutely worth it. You never regret investing into yourself or even physical appearances. Some people like to use teeth whitening strips. I recommend going to a professional clinic and seeing how they can give you a brighter smile safely. But speaking about your teeth and the mouth in general, the development of your mouth can completely change how your face looks. So if you were to fix your teeth, that can change how your lips look. It can change the actual width of your jaw as well. If you can have palate expanders, or if it's that severe with your teeth and they fix them, it can completely change how you look. One of them is called mewing. Now, mewing has gained quite a lot of traction online. I personally don't consciously mew, but I've always naturally done what the premise of mewing is, which is essentially just proper tongue posture. Putting the back of your tongue to the roof of your mouth, making sure that you're not breathing through your mouth, you're not being a mouth breather, and you're using your nose for breathing. I have a video on that and why that's so important here. But basically, what you can do is tape your mouth whilst you sleep, and you want to just get into the habit of, when you're at rest, having the back of your tongue at the roof of your mouth, creating like a slight vacuum and suction, so it's not effort to do so. But what this is going to do is going to help with the actual support of your cheekbones and the overall structure of your skull, your literal skull. So this can help people who have perhaps recessed jaws a little bit. It can just improve that mythical, magical jawline that a lot of guys are after. And one of the best ways to actually improve your jawline is not through that drawer-sized balls. You don't need to be doing that, in my opinion. The best thing that I recommend you do, that's a bit more practical, it saves a bit of time, just chew hard foods. So get your meat, carrots, apples. Those type of hard foods are going to help train and stimulate the masseter muscles here. That's going to widen your jaw. It's going to give you more of a defined jawline. What you can also do is chew gum. I personally went through a phase when I was modeling. I would buy Turkish gum because it was a bit harder, and that way I noticed after a few weeks my masseter muscles were popping just a little bit more. What you can also do is develop a thicker neck. Women find men with a thicker neck generally more masculine and more attractive. You can train that either directly. I've actually done some neck training in the past for my boxing, so some neck curls, neck extensions. Make sure you do them safely. You can get devices for it as well. But even things like heavy deadlifts or things with shrugs or rack pulls, when it comes to exercising, it's going to help develop those neck muscles and trap muscles. It's going to help you look more masculine and thicker. But before we get into diet, I want to discuss something that is akin to what makeup is for women, and that is your haircut. So your haircut can make you look 10 times better or 10 times worse. A lot of guys will naturally go for the skin fade on the side. That's definitely more of a young look. That will help the appearance of having a leaner face, but it's all dependent on the individual. I have quite a square, angular head or skull or face, so I can get away with quite a lot of haircuts. For you, you might have quite an oval skull or face, and so you have to be selective with what kind of haircut you have. What you want to do here is just find a good barber, okay? It will take a bit of trial and error, but find a good barber. They'll give you proper advice on what will be best for your face shape. So have your haircut, get it booked in on a weekly, pre-schedule them, and that way you never miss them and you're always looking sharp. Now, what about the actual health of your hair? Having healthy hair just makes us look healthier in general, and we are quite literally attracted to health. That's why having a tan, which is associated with being healthy in some cultures like ours, if you're in the UK, we consider that to be attractive. But what can you do for the quality of your hair? Some of the things you can do are scalp massages, rosemary oil, or a combination of rosemary oil, castor oil. There are several types of oils, there are several types of methods, but the main point here is you want to keep your scalp hydrated. The healthy scalp leads to healthy hair. Now, what if you're someone that has a receding hairline? What if you're someone that has quite thin hair? So if you've noticed that you've started receding, the best thing you can do is just get onto straight away a minoxidil and finasteride combination. There are plenty of companies now that you can buy these products from. I would recommend doing your own research, but what worked for me was minoxidil. I didn't personally take finasteride because I actually noticed some small side effects, even on lower dosages. Side effects for me were actually to do with my mood. What I would recommend personally is minoxidil. That's just going to basically help with the thickening of your hair. I won't go into the full science as to why these substances work, but basically you want to take something that's going to help with prevention of further recession and then hopefully regrowing and thickening the hair that you already have. And minoxidil and finasteride will do that. Quick pointer though, I would recommend getting a minoxidil that is a foam type. If you get the one that is often the cheaper one, but it's mixed with alcohol and a certain kind of oil that leaves your hair feeling very, very oily, and it's just very impractical and annoying. So I would recommend going with the foam type. And if you want to expedite the results from minoxidil, who wouldn't? I strongly advise investing into a dermapen. Again, I won't go into the reasons as to why these are all very effective. It's a separate video, but this is what you want to do when it comes to getting that good healthy hair. Other things to consider are a good quality shampoo, preferably something that blocks DHT and something that helps strengthen your hair. So something with caffeine in, like Alpacin. You can even supplement with things like saw palmetto. And lastly, just make sure you're washing your hair at a minimum effective dose approach. If you're washing it any more than needs be, you're actually going to dry out your hair and dry out your scalp, and you want those natural oils that your body produces. It's going to hydrate your hair and make it look fuller, thicker, and stronger. If you want a number, I personally only wash my hair once to twice a week maximum. Now, speaking of hair, one of the other things you can do is to grow a beard or facial hair. Facial hair can help accentuate your features. It can help sharpen your jawline. I think this is why a lot of guys who frankly are overweight, they often grow a beard to hide the double chin or the lack of the jawline. So I would recommend growing one if you can. If you can't and you do want to grow one, you can use minoxidil for that as well. And the good thing with that is the hair follicles on your face are not minoxidil dependent. So you don't have to use minoxidil indefinitely. Once you've got that hair, you get to keep it. Now, another Looksmaxxing tip that I don't do all the time, but that can help if you are working under fluorescent lights, for example, and you can get dry eyes. If you want to make your eyes look more attractive, use eye drops periodically. So this can help hydrate your eyes. It's going to make the whites of your eyes look whiter and brighter. But what about your skin? So before I tell you all the creams and potions, make sure your diet is in check fast. That means you're having an 80% whole food diet. You're getting a lot of fruit and veg. Why do we want that? Fruit and veg naturally contains a lot of water. It's going to hydrate you. It's going to hydrate your skin. A lot of colorful fruit and veg also contains something called carotenoids. What that's going to do is going to help give your skin that natural tan. So along with eating a variety of colorful fruit and veg, you can also supplement with specific types of carotenoids such as astaxanthin and lycopene without having to go on sunbeds, which are damaging to your skin, or spending too much time in the sun. So once you've considered a good diet with some healthy fats, omega-3s, so your wild-caught salmon, your walnuts, cold-pressed olive oil, and you're actually eating good, so from the inside out you can support your body and your skin, you can consider then investing into a skincare routine. Now this is going to be individual to every single person, so again, consult your own dermatologist or a skincare professional. But at the very bare minimum, I would recommend a day care cream and a night care cream. Something with collagen in, and something, if you're approaching the age of 25, you want something with retinol in. That's going to help with fine lines and wrinkles and the elasticity of your skin. I personally follow a lot of what the Koreans do with their skincare. They have amazing skin, and one of their main principles is hydration. So they like to hydrate the skin a lot. That helps prevent those wrinkles and fine lines. I'm approaching 30 now, so I'm very conscious of that. Now, in terms of a skincare routine, I'm a very simple man, and I think the minimum effective dose is the best approach. So I don't have an elaborate routine. What I like to do is I wake up, I just wash my skin with some clean water, then I put my day care on. I don't use cleanser, I wait for the evening because I don't actually want to wash off the natural oils that my skin produces. And now I'm ready to put on the night cream. Super simple. In terms of exfoliation, I only use that once a week. All that we've mentioned so far is going to be very ineffective if you are not doing one fundamental thing that a lot of guys get wrong. And that is to lose sufficient amount of body fat to actually reveal your cheekbones, your jawline, your shoulder to waist ratio. All that is only going to be amplified if you are lean enough in the first place. If you're doing all these things like eyebrows, grooming, that's great, but it's effectively like putting lipstick on a pig if you're not even lean enough anyway. That's going to be your biggest ROI. That's going to be most people's lowest hanging fruit. So to do that, again, that's a video in and of itself, but sustained calorie deficit, maybe a bit of like form steady state cardio so you can diet on more calories, and of course, keeping your activity generally high, 7 to 10K steps. But the main premise of that is get lean enough in the first place. A lot of guys think they're leaner than they are. They think that because they have a blurry 4-pack and really good lighting, they're 12% body fat. The reality is you're fatter than you think you are. You're probably 20%. Now, although that number is quite arbitrary, if you wanted something to aim towards, I would say around 10%, 12% real, like an actual real tone, 12%. If you want to know for sure, DEXA scan. Now, speaking about losing weight, there's a difference between losing weight and losing water retention. So a lot of guys will try to manipulate their water retention in an effort to look leaner. If, again, you are not lean enough, there is no point skipping to the next step of water retention, because losing fat is what's going to make the difference, not that layer of water. Once you're lean enough, then there might be some merit or utility to actually manipulating the water retention to get that leaner look. So we have water retention subcutaneously underneath the skin and intracellularly in the muscle. What you want to do is minimize the subcutaneous layer, and you want to maximize the water in the muscle. One of the best ways to do this, and what I did when I was modeling, was I would consistently have the same amount of carbohydrates and keep my salt and water intake consistent. What this will do is allow your body to achieve effectively equilibrium when it comes to that water ratio underneath your skin and your muscle. If you start having varied levels of salt, so you're having maybe junk food occasionally throughout the week, that's fine if it keeps you on track for your diet, but just expect to look a bit watery the next day. So if you want to look your best, get into a rhythm with your diet with 80% whole food, and make sure you're hydrating with plenty of fruit and veg. Of course, you get the carotenoids that's going to help with that tan and youthful glow, but also that's going to help keep you hydrated. It's going to help keep that water retention low. Low water retention means that your face looks sharper, you feel sharper, you feel less puffy, as some guys refer to it as. One of the things you can do, again, is just more of a reason to get those 7 to 10K steps. That's going to help drain your lymphatic system, the system that helps with removing toxins and also water retention as well. So it's going to act like a little massage when you're walking to reduce that puffiness and overall water retention. Another aspect that will help improve your looks is your posture, how you carry yourself. You will appear taller, you'll look more confident, you'll feel more confident. That means, one, training the right muscle that's going to help with that posterior chain, so your rear delt, your back muscles, your glutes. That's so essential in today's age where we're often behind our computers with that kyphotic rounded posture. You're going to have posture issues. You're going to look shorter than you are. So we've covered a lot so far, and before I share my last and final point, I need to make something very clear. This is going to be futile if you're not getting the one basic fundamental right. That is your sleep. Now, I'm not talking subjectively getting good sleep. We are notoriously inaccurate when it comes to self-reporting. You need to be making sure that you're objectively measuring your sleep and getting good quality, consistent REM and deep sleep. Why? That's going to help with any dark circles under your eyes. It's going to help with fine lines and wrinkles. It's going to help slow the aging process. You're going to just look better. You're going to look more vibrant. You're going to feel better. You're going to be stronger. You're going to be leaner. Everything's going to be much better if you prioritize your sleep. Make the investment, use an Oura ring or use a Whoop band, start tracking your sleep and get at least like consistent 80s. That is going to set the foundations for everything else we've just spoken about. Now that you've done that, what's the last thing you can do? Investing in a good quality wardrobe. How you dress can completely make or break how you look. I see some guys, frankly, aren't very bad looking guys, but they dress like 10-year-olds. Or maybe they're dressed or draped in designer stuff. And personally, I think it looks very tacky. I don't think it accentuates the features that they want to accentuate. So that shoulder to waist ratio, looking taller. If you have a good outfit on, that can take you from like a solid 6 to an 8 straight away. So how do we do that? A lot of guys get this wrong. First thing you want to consider is actually dressing in accordance to your body type and even your face. So if you're someone that maybe has maybe a bit of an oval face, turtlenecks aren't going to be the best for you. If you're someone that has quite short legs, wearing long tops and it cuts you off at the wrong place is not going to be the best for you. That's something called the 2/3 rule. So generally speaking, I see a lot of guys wear t-shirts that are far too big for them, cuts them off at the wrong place, makes you look shorter than you really are. Of course, we want to look as tall as we want. It looks nice, slender. We know that taller people are generally more attractive. So here's why I suggest you do. Invest in some quality clothes that will last with some neutral colors, no loud logos. If you want some places to shop, I shop at Reese and I shop at Massimo Dutti. Those are some good places to start. Get the quality t-shirts, get some good quality trousers, and most crucially that everybody forgets or doesn't even know about, get them tailored. That will completely transform that shoulder to waist ratio. It's going to show off your body in the right way. It's going to accentuate your strengths of your body, and that's just going to make you feel much better. It's going to make you look taller. It's going to make you look slender. You got to stand out. You can buy an average t-shirt and have it tailored, and it's going to look 10 times better than buying a really nice fancy designer t-shirt or high quality expensive t-shirt, but it doesn't quite fit right. So how you wear it is so crucial as well. I know this video is a long one. If you want me to go more in depth into any of these topics, comment down below, and I will see you in the next one.